Hello everybody and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Video Clips. And first I'll just start with a couple of announcements. We're taking enrollments now for the Diet and Lifestyle Intervention Program. This is the course we offer every year through the Institute. It's taught by John McDougall and Neil Barnard and Caldwell Esselstyn and the usual suspects who talk about plant-based nutrition and specific protocols for your office and vaccinations and children's health and cancer treatment and et cetera, et cetera. And this year it qualifies for 39 continuing education credits for health professionals, doctors, nurses, and dietitians. So this is the year to take the class. So anyway, it's time to sign up. If you have questions, call the office or email me. I have two topics I want to cover today. One is a new study by the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force that advises against routine screening for cognitive decline in older adults because they say it does more harm than good. Another routine screening that hurts more people than it helps. This latest review is an update to a previous review in 2003, which also said that these screenings do more harm than good. The problem is that routine screening leads to more diagnoses, many of which are false positives. Drugs and other treatments used to treat cognitive decline are generally useless. They have significant side effects. It's a terrible idea to give these drugs to people who have Alzheimer's disease, actually, but it's an even worse idea to give these drugs to people who don't have it, which can happen as a result of false positives, the more of which you get when you do routine screening. Now, of course, the Alzheimer's Association has issued statements supporting the continuation of screening. A woman by the name of Maria Carrillo, who her official title is Vice President of Medical and Scientific Relations for the Alzheimer's Association. Now, what this actually means is Chief Liaison Officer between the Alzheimer's Association and the drug companies. But in any case, this is what she has to say. No one should misconstrue the guidance document to imply that there are no benefits to regular cognitive evaluations or that regular evaluations are harmful. She goes on to say that, quote, early detection leads to better outcomes and reduced costs, quote, end of quote. The problem is that the study shows just the opposite, and it just amazes me that these people can give these comments to newspaper reporters and online medical sites and get away with it. Well, screening itself is not always a bad idea. For people who have symptoms of cognitive decline, or for that matter anything else, finding out what's wrong can be helpful. It's routine screening that causes the problems, because by insisting on this practice, what essentially happens is the medical profession yanks people out of their living rooms and from shopping malls and takes healthy people and turns them into sick patients who are being given medication. Now, this is a great business generator for the medical profession, the drug companies, and institutions who treat these people, and associations like the Alzheimer's Association, which can get more money from donors and the drug companies in order to educate the public, if we want to call it that. But it's a terrible thing for the American public. So it's appalling, but it's not going to stop until people learn to just say no. That's my campaign. We have to teach people, all the folks out there in America and throughout the world, to just say no to over-testing and over-treatment. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is protein. It seems another thing, there's no end to the discussion about it, but according to a recent survey, more than half of Americans say that they want to eat more protein. And the percentage of people who claim that they actually look for the protein content of foods on labels has increased to 25%. Now, even one of the authors who co-authored the article that reported the results acknowledges that the demand for protein is not based on deficiency, but rather the fact that protein has been promoted to the public as a way to improve health, to lose weight, to increase energy, maintain muscle mass. I mean, this is one amazing and magical nutrient that can do all these things. He goes on to say that most people don't know how much protein they're eating, and they have no idea how much is enough, or if 10 grams is a lot of protein or a little bit. It's just, they're clueless. Now, how to market protein depends what foods contain it. Meat and dairy are high in fat and cholesterol, so when they're marketing protein, the associations that promote those foods, the emphasis is on lean protein, while foods like chickpeas and nuts are marketed as surprisingly good sources of protein. And then there are products that are fortified with protein that just advertise, hey, I have protein too, and I'll give you an example in just a second. For soy foods, the emphasis is taste, since a lot of consumers still have the idea that you give up taste when you adopt more of a plant-centered diet. According to an article covering this story, the best marketing opportunity is educating people that protein can help them to maintain lean muscle mass as they age. Well, good luck with that if they don't eat well and they're sedentary. You're not going to maintain lean muscle mass. When asked about which foods were the best sources of protein, and here's actually something good, half voted for meat and fish, while the other half voted for non-meat sources, so that's a little bit of an encouraging sign. But overall, the information is disturbing because it shows that nutritional literacy in the United States and in fact around the world is really very low. It is impossible to structure a diet that is adequate in calories that does not include enough protein, yet people are still convinced that they need to eat more. Furthermore, they've associated benefits with protein that are simply not true. The way to maintain a lean body or build muscle mass is strength training. Eating protein by itself doesn't build strong, lean bodies, or everybody in this country would look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they clearly do not. This article also points out how food companies can take advantage of this misinformation and misunderstanding. If Americans think they need more protein, the food companies will comply by developing products that have more protein, regardless of whether or not the products are health promoting. Adding protein to junk foods is one way to make consumers think junk foods are actually a health promoting product. I'll give you an example, and this one's almost hard to believe. Jelly Belly just added protein recovery balls and protein recovery crisps to its sports bean line. Now, the sports beans line consists of vitamin and electrolyte fortified jelly beans and jelly beans with 50 milligrams of caffeine added to them called extreme sports beans. Now, what a great idea. You can eat jelly beans and improve your health. Jelly Belly insists that these really aren't jelly beans. Describing the new protein beans, Robert Swagan, vice president of the company, says it's built like a chocolate-covered malt ball and it's got a pea protein center. Then we've got a whey protein coating mixed in with the chocolate on the outside. Yum! One 12-ball pack contains 10 grams of protein. Swagan says that the sports bean line has really taken off, and he was quoted as saying, "We were initially concerned that we wouldn't be taken seriously." Come on. But Swagan and his colleagues did expect the product to be taken seriously. Reverence for protein, a desire to hear good news about bad habits. Let's face it, there are people out there who want to hear that you can improve your health while eating jelly beans, that fortified jelly beans are nutritious, and the government's liberal labeling laws that actually allow companies to make ridiculous claims like this all help to guarantee the success of this product and a whole lot of other ones like it. Now, as if that's not enough, Jelly Belly funded research showing the benefits of the beans and actually managed to get it published in a journal, because right now you can get almost anything published in a journal. It is so junked up out there, it's hard to find stuff to take seriously. But I reviewed the article and it showed that there was no difference between fortified jelly beans and any other source of carbohydrate for maintaining glucose levels or speed for 10-kilometer time trials. It only showed that any form of carbohydrate is better than just water for improving those numbers. Just another example of how industry, with the help of government, deceives the public and worsens public health. Now, I think most of you probably know that jelly beans aren't a good source of protein or anything else. It's a treat, but it's not a source of health promotion. But there are still a lot of people out there who think it, or Jelly Belly wouldn't be experiencing such outrageous success selling these things. So we definitely have a lot of work to do. Well, that's it for now. Have a wonderful day, and I will be back to you on Thursday again, and as usual, pass this on to anybody who you think might enjoy watching it.